Hello everybody, you're watching Auto Detailing and Protection. In this video you're going to learn how to buff and polish a car like a pro. I have put some of the chemicals that I used for this process up on the video, but it starts with a really good cleaning and wash of the car meticulously to remove dirt, grime, and other surface contaminants. You might want to consider using a clay bar if that's needed to remove embedded contaminants that washing might miss. After you've done a really good cleaning of the car, you want to inspect the paint for scratches, swirls, and other imperfections. So on this car it had water spots everywhere. I'm talking about really heavy water spots. I had to use my water spot remover chemical in order to get some of it, but a buffing and polishing was needed in order to fully correct the car. It's very important that you pick the right products to use and machines. So for example, there is a rotary polisher and there is a DA polisher. A DA polisher moves in a random orbital pattern while the rotary spins in one direction like a tornado, super aggressive, and it's best to leave that to the pros. So if you're just beginning, I recommend a DA. Then you want to pick the right pads. A lot of people use hexagon pads. I use microfiber wool pads. These pads can come in various densities and smoothness levels to tackle any polishing needs. You're going to have to practice on which pads you like and how slow you want to move and how fast you want to work. So you can see that I'm polishing and buffing and polishing the car right now. The first thing that you want to do is attach your pad to the polisher. You want to apply dime-sized dots to the paint. Just dab it on there 2 feet by 2 feet. Start with speed 1, spread it around, and then increase the speed of the polisher to where it's not slinging all over the car and you can see what you're doing. So right now I'm buffing and polishing the car 2 feet by 2 feet. I dab the cutting compound onto the car and then I spread it around before I start buffing and polishing. After you get done buffing and polishing, you're going to want to use a microfiber cloth, specifically a 300 to 400 GSM cloth, to wipe off the polish. Well, you want to wipe off the cutting compound before you polish, and then you're going to polish, and then you're going to wipe off the polish compound. You can use rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. I use 99.9%. After you've buffed and polished the car and you've removed all the excess chemicals, you're going to want to use some type of coating to protect the paint. I use ceramic paint or ceramic coating. Notice how I go up, down, left, right, and then I remove the compound and I check my work. I am using a Rupees, I believe it's called a Mark 21, because I'm doing the whole entire car and I don't have a lot of time. I'm doing everything in one day. Normally it takes a full day to buff a car and a full day to polish a car unless you have help. I do not have help and I'm taking my time with this. The top of the car specifically was really edged in with water spots. Almost, I believe it was a stage 2 water spot damage on the car. On stage 3 you have to paint or re-clear coat the car. I've dragged out the footage of the video so that you can actually watch me buff and polish. There's no editing of the video or anything like that. It's just me buffing and polishing the car, and you can see I've spent several minutes already buffing and polishing the same exact spot of the hood because it wasn't perfect after I did it the first time. This is what I was talking about with the windshield. Here's the video footage of the windshield. It took me a couple hours to remove all the water spots. I used iron remover. I used a degreaser. I used rubbing alcohol. I used everything I could to dissolve all the minerals that were piled up on this car. The very first step I did to try to remove the water spots was to clay bar the car during the wash. That didn't do anything at all. But here I am buffing and polishing the windshield still. After I was done buffing and polishing the car, I was checking my work and I noticed that there were still a couple spots on the car that were not completely perfect, but I had spent so much time, they needed the car back, and there were still very tiny water spots left over that I just could not remove with the buffer and polisher. The reason why I could not remove fully all the water spots, it's because the minerals had piled up onto the clear coat and started edging the clear coat, so it means that it had ate through some of the clear coat, leaving a texture that I could have fixed by wet sanding, but that meant that I would have had to wet sand the whole entire car, whole nother project, several days, probably 20 or 30 hours, and you couldn't see them with your eye unless you had special lighting and very up close, so I just left it. Here are the final pictures and videos of the car once it was done. It came out great. What a beautiful car. What a transformation. Buffing and polishing was the way to go. I hope that you've learned something from this video. I hope you start buffing and polishing your own car. And I hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please comment below with questions that you might have with car detailing. And also check out my website where I sell my own chemical brand that I use on all of my car details. Here's a great before and after section of the car that I detailed and buffed and polished. You can see a major difference where you could see the water spots and now you can't see any. There's a link to my website in the description below. I hope you check out my website. I hope you get a couple products. I hope you enjoy the products, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.